4 or 5 years ago when I was kicked out of home for being gay, I had no one to turn to, no one that I thought would be experiencing anything similar to what I was going through.
This is a secret support group for young gay Middle Eastern men living in Australia. Fearing repercussions, many are not out to their families and can't show their faces.
We've been raised in families who have brought quite homophobic ideals and values from our countries of origin.
In many Middle Eastern countries, being gay is still illegal, punishable by imprisonment or even death. But tonight, some of these brave men are choosing to reveal their identities in the hope it'll save lives.
There are other men out there looking for guidance, looking for support, and here we are today showing them that we exist. What we're doing here today is revolutionary.
What does having this support group for young gay Middle Eastern men, many of whom are not out, mean to you guys? What does it mean for you to be here tonight?
We go through life with our families who don't necessarily accept us. To have this kind of group, it changed my life.
Knowing today that I'm sitting in a room full of Arab gay men means the world to me because I know I'm not alone.
We feel like there is no place for us. Often there's no opportunities to have any kind of mentors to be able to learn how we can put our cultures and our sexualities together and live in harmony.
It's a feeling many of these men know all too well. What they don't know is they're about to meet someone who hopes to be that mentor missing from their lives. Michael Abid, one of Australia's few openly gay CEOs, who's also from a Middle Eastern background.
Good girl.
Mike, why is it so difficult for a lot of these young men from our Middle Eastern communities to come out?
From the minute you can walk and talk, it's drummed into you in a lot of multicultural families, particularly Middle Eastern cultures, that family's everything. And you either bring honour or shame to your family, and it's not in any way acceptable to be gay.
What's at stake, I guess, for a lot of these young men?
We know that the suicide rates are enormously high, and a lot of the Middle Eastern cultures don't realise that those views are killing their own kids because you don't have a choice. And I've seen that, and it's why I think it's so important to be visible, to be out.
So a lot of these young men you're going to meet tonight have nominated you as their hero. How does that make you feel?
A little bit nervous, but quite excited at the same time. I look forward to it. Hey!
Boys, our guest has arrived.
Good evening.
Are you surprised? For many of these young men, it's the first time they're meeting someone of their parents' generation that accepts them for who they are. Someone they can speak with freely about being gay and Middle Eastern. And the questions just kept coming.
What was the driving factor for coming out?
I've met a lot of young Middle Eastern guys from very religious families who just say, I can't do that to my family. For me, I just got sick and tired of lying, of covering up, trying to be what they wanted me to be, not who I was. Some people would say to you from our community, oh, that's being selfish. But actually, isn't it the other way around? That if they want you to live a lie and be somebody you're not, that's really selfish too. And so I don't think it's selfish at all because, as I said earlier, you've only got one life. But an important role that we all play is to help educate our community and bring them on that journey. It will change by individual personal stories for each and every one of you. Having the courage to tell your story is incredibly important, incredibly important.
This year's theme for Mardi Gras is being fearless. To me, being fearless is all of you. Showing up for each other, being here for each other.
Absolutely.
I think that deserves like a big clap for you. Sarah, what did it mean to you to have Mike come and speak to the group tonight?
Meeting someone who we look up to and see as a mentor has shown us that change is possible and that we can be brave, and supporting each other, that we can achieve some things that we never thought would be possible.
What's your message to other young, queer, Middle Eastern people out there that might be watching this?
It's just for them to know that they are loved and there are safe places out there for them. You are perfect as you are, and it does get better in the future.